Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a really long time since I've filmed a video. I have just finished nursing school, so I'm officially done, and it got very crazy within the last 6 months. I've been super busy, but now things have started to settle down. I just finished last week. Now I have some free time and here I am. I did try to film a video over the Christmas holidays, but I was really too busy and I needed to take whatever little time I had to relax before I could even think about filming a video. And then I just kind of went into my last semester trying to take it as relaxed as possible. So I told myself I would restart when school is done. So school is done, so here I am. I have every intention of filming a video kind of like what's going on in my life right now, where I've been, what's my future plans soon, but I really just wanted to get a video up because there's one that I've been thinking about for a real long time, and it's things that I do in my 30s that I never did in my 20s, or vice versa, things that I did in my 20s that I could never do now. And I thought about some interesting ones and I wrote them down, so I wanted to share them with you guys, and I'm hoping that they're relatable, and I would think it's cool if you could put what you can't do now that you used to do in your 20s and see if we have any that are relatable. So I have a list here of things that I wrote down that I thought were interesting, and it's really funny to look back to see how much I've changed. I'm now 30. Oh my god, how old am I? Wait, how old is Seb? 33? He's gonna be 33. Okay, I'm gonna be 32. Wow, that's really terrible. I'm gonna be 32 this year. And I think back to like when I was like 23, 24, even sometimes like 21, I'm just like, wow, I could never, I don't even know how I did those things. Also, please excuse my lashes, I'm getting them done Friday. All right, here we go. Let's get started with the list of things I did in my 20s that I can never do in my 30s. Starting off strong, 2 events in one night. Not a thing. I can't even imagine, because first of all, what time is the first event going to start at? If the first event starts at 7, then the second event will probably start at midnight, and that's just going to be a huge no for me. I can't. That's just 2 events in one night. Sometimes you're lucky if you even get the 1 event in one night. It's way too much socialization for me. I don't really like to socialize, which I know is very funny because I'm a nurse, but I just can't. So having to do 2 events in one night, not gonna happen. Sorry, but no. Staying up late and then going to work the next day. When I was in my 20s, sometimes I used to go to bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, get up at 5, go work an 8-hour shift, and then party again in the evening. I could never do that now. When it hits 7:30, I start getting stressed. 7:30 p.m., I get stressed. I haven't started my night routine. I have like this whole thing, with all my skincare. I'm like, no. If I'm working the next day and your event starts at like even 6 p.m., I'm already like, no. I have to work the next day because if it starts at 6, I'm probably gonna home at 10, which means I only have 7 hours of sleep. It's just a no. I don't even know how I did that. We were really invincible when we were in our 20s because I can never do that now. I need at least, honestly, like 8, 9 hours of sleep before like work. No. Oh my god, no. Like I start getting stressed. If it's like 9 p.m. and I'm still at an event and I know I work tomorrow, I'm not gonna have a good time because I'm thinking I just want to be in bed. Like I'm already counting down the hours. If I go to sleep right now, then I'll get this many hours. Like, it's a no. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. Falling within the same category, I will not go to bed with wet hair or have makeup on. Now, my sister, I could already know she's rolling her eyes. I went to bed with my makeup on all the time. The mascara, never took it off. Some of that mascara must have sat on my eyelashes for, I don't even want to know how many days, which is terrifying. I had the whole Britney Spears grungy look going on. It was always under my eyes, like raccoon eyes. I could never do that now. I could never, just the thought of that makes me feel like kind of disgusting. When I get home, first of all, when I get home from an event already, I'm very tired. I'm super Like, I just want to, the makeup is screaming to be taken off my face. It's like, oh my God, just get me off. And I really have to force myself to not make the bad decision and go to bed with makeup on. Have I done it once or twice since I've been, like, I would even say, like, I stopped that habit, like, late in my 20s. Like, maybe once or twice, I can say, yeah, I went to bed with makeup on. But even when I come home, even if I'm a little bit tipsy, I still managed to take my makeup off. I could not even imagine. Ugh. Ugh. And if I ever did that, trust me, I did like 100 detox masks after, and I made sure to wash my sheets because I didn't want none of that sitting on my pillow. Same thing for going to bed with wet hair. I'm so guilty of that. I did that for a very long time. I would wash my hair, then I would go to bed right away, and then I would wonder why I had like the world's worst dandruff. That's probably why. And I didn't even realize, like, my hair would get so greasy after, and I already have very fine hair. So if I just like, if I wash my hair today and play with it a little bit, like, you know how we always go like this or whatever, my hair will be greasy by the end of the night. So the fact that I even would allow that to happen is really disgusting. I will always make sure to have my hair dried before I go to bed. So I'm very careful. If I'm gonna take a shower late, I'm gonna make sure I have the time to blow dry my hair. Otherwise, the hair washing will go to another day. I could never go to a club. No. Already I couldn't handle it in my 20s. I found it hard. The clubs are this big. They let in like this many people. I can't move. It was just not a good time for me. I'm very picky on my music. I don't really like club music. Yeah, I would go in my 20s. I did. Everybody went. It's fun, but I could never do that now. Asking me to go to a club is like no. That's outrageous to me. I would never do that. I would look at you like, okay, bye. I would much rather stay home with my cats, watch Real Housewives of whatever city with my freaking Coke in a wine glass. Like, that's really more my vibe. Going to, the music's too loud, I can't hear you. I don't have the patience to scream. Already when I'm working, I'm so overstimulated by sounds beeping every 2 seconds that I can't even deal with being in a club. Honestly, for those of you that do it, good for you, but I could never. Those days are over for me. They're so over. The next thing would be getting up right away and leaving for work. I used to do it all the time. I even thought I was so clever because I used to work in a fast food restaurant, and I was like, oh, if I wanted to sleep more, I could just sleep in my uniform, and then I would just get up. My mom would knock on my door. Let's say if I started work at 7, she knocked on my door. 6:45, she was like, I'm leaving right now. I would just get up and go. I could never do that now. I need time for me in the morning. I wake up, I make coffee, I do all my skincare in the morning. Sometimes I even put on a little bit of makeup. And if I really have the time, I like to clean my house in the morning. That way when I come home, it's really nice and clean. I feel zen. But when I was in my 20s, I would just wake up super last minute and then just go straight off to work. I could never do that now. The thought about that is like, I already know if I'm gonna wake up super late, I'm gonna be in a bad mood because I didn't take that time for myself to do my hair, do my makeup, pick my outfit, whatever. No, I really do need that time in the morning. It is super important. Same thing goes for making my bed. I have to make my bed in the morning. If I don't make my bed in the morning and I come home and I see that it's a mess, it just makes me feel a whole bunch of things I don't want to feel. So definitely need to make my bed in the morning. In my 20s, I didn't even clean my room. The last two things I want to talk about before we move maybe into a little bit more serious things is return my clothes. I would never return anything, to be honest. I would never return anything. I was like embarrassed and ashamed. I don't really know why. To me, that's outrageous. I don't even want to think about how many thousands, tens of thousands of dollars I wasted on clothes that I never wore because I just would never return them. I never respected the return date. I would just kind of think like, whatever. I don't really know what the logic there was, but I'm really not like that now. I will return anything and everything. If I could return my cat, I would return my cat sometimes, but definitely I return everything. I've returned mascara to Sephora if I didn't like the formula. I've returned eye serums from Kiehl's because it gave me a terrible reaction underneath my eyes. They became like red and crusty. It was really disgusting. But before I would be like embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed anymore. I don't like it. I don't want it. Everything is so expensive these days. I don't know if you guys have been to the store. Even drugstore foundations are pushing $35. Okay, drugstore foundations. I'm gonna return that dress, and I would rather spend the money on something that I love and that I know I'm gonna wear. This was probably a little weird, but I could never go shopping with anybody. When I was young, I needed someone to go shopping. I was scared to be seen alone for I don't even know what reason. Now I love to be alone. I'll go get drinks by myself, I'll go for breakfast by myself, and I shop by myself. And I need to shop by myself because shopping with people make me freaking crazy. You need to be like me. I like to take my time and look at everything individually, touch the material. I like to try things on. I like to swatch the makeup. Like, I need to take my time. And if you're just gonna rush me, I'm like, no. Even worse, I don't want to go, like, maybe we don't, what if we don't have the same, like, I don't want to always go look at home stores or like, you know, no. Shopping time is me time. And that's very important me time. I can't have someone else dominating. There are certain people that I can shop with. I could shop with my mom because she's like me. We like to look at everything, touch the materials, like I said, and, you know, judge like the whatever fashion is in style. But shopping with other people, I really can't do it. It makes me crazy. Also, I'm a very indecisive shopper. Like sometimes, first I like to go in all the stores, I like to look at everything, then I'll go back, try things on, maybe see how I feel. Like I could go back to a store a couple of times, it's shameful, but I can. And I need someone to be patient, and I don't need someone to be judging me. So shopping by myself, it's a must. I can no longer shop with other people. It's just not for me. Wearing uncomfortable shoes. I will never wear shoes that I can't move in, that I can't walk in, that I can't be comfortable in. I used to wear like very high heels, trip over myself. I couldn't really enjoy myself or dance when I was with my friends because I couldn't move. It hurt to walk. It's just a mess. I'm not like that anymore. I recently bought Crocs. I love my Crocs. I wish I was a Croc. I love them so much. I can't even imagine wearing shoes that hurt my feet. Like, I would never do that. How are you going to enjoy your night if you can't do anything? So definitely wearing shoes that are not comfortable, it's not the vibe. Moving into a little bit more serious things that I definitely don't put up in my 30s than I did in my 20s. I no longer try to fit in. I used to try to change who I was to make, let's say, a certain group of people like me or want to hang out with me. I do not do that anymore. I am really okay with spending time by myself. I prefer to be by myself, actually. I will not change who I am to make people like me or to try to fit in. I spent my whole 20s trying to figure out who I was. I'm very happy with who I am. It doesn't mean that I have things that I don't need to work on. Everybody does. We constantly change and improve all the time, but I'm not gonna try to change myself to try to fit in. You don't like me? That's okay. I also learned how to set very healthy boundaries. I used to be a huge people pleaser. I would do whatever people wanted so that they would like me. Not anymore. I have very healthy boundaries now. I understand that it is okay to say no to keep me happy and healthy. I've learned to set boundaries with my friends. I've learned to set boundaries with my places of employment. I don't let people talk to me very condescendingly. I don't let people be outright rude to me. You're gonna learn really quick that I'm not the one. If you're gonna come in and insult me, you're gonna learn very quick that I just do not tolerate that. We can talk to each other respectfully. If you can't talk to me respectfully, you gotta go. Obviously, the next thing is learning to stand up for myself. I don't let people, pretty much the whole theme is I just don't let people talk to me rudely, put me down, say mean comments. Those are things that I put up with pretty much, not even just in my 20s, but in my adolescence. I would put up with pretty much anything. I'm not like that anymore. I know when to stand up for myself. I don't let myself fly off the handle. So if you're gonna say one thing to me, I'm not gonna explode and start being super rude. But if you've crossed the line, you're gonna certainly know that you've crossed the line. I'm not gonna let that pass. So there you have it. Those are the things that I would never tolerate in my 30s that I used to do in my 20s. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would not tolerate now that you used to tolerate in your 20s, or things that you do in your 30s that you can't even imagine doing in your 20s. I'm so glad that I made this video. I had a lot of fun thinking about the things that I used to do that I can no longer do. I honestly have a lot more, but I kind of wanted to stick it to not so much because I didn't want to have like a million different things in the video be forever. So I'm really happy to be back. I hope you guys are all doing well. I will be shooting a video soon to update you on my life and where things are. So until then, everybody be good and stay safe out there. Bye.